in this best of 5. Alrighty, hold on, let's just get this sorted. Spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map. Playing for Team Liquid, it is uThermal. And his opponent spawning up the top right-hand side of the map. It is Reynor, playing for Team Exceed. But yeah, dare I say that this is the kind of map that Reynor's going to want to play. It's a bigger map, it's safer for Zerg, but also, I mean, it's kind of a good map for run-bys. The counterattacks, the positional play can be very good for Zerg versus a defensive Terran. So if Reynor's going to be playing that sort of game in which you want to keep the Terran pinned, this is probably the map for him. Just, I mean, diving around the third base and whatnot. Now, it completely depends what uThermal is going to go for. Keep in mind that game opened up with him wanting to get a 2-1-1. But that clearly never happened because of the aggression from Reynor. Alrighty. But we'll see. What are these builds going to be? Looks like it will be standard stuff from both of them, so nothing major to highlight on that front. Now, as I was saying, I mean, we could have a crazy late game Terran versus Zerg right now. I mean, uThermal, sometimes he goes for the... uThermal is a player who does go for the styles that he really focuses on the mid game. Look at that star, by the way. uThermal really focuses on the mid game at times, like getting up a good tank count, getting up a good bioforce, going for a push, and sometimes that doesn't work out, and that forces him to go into the later game. And I'm sure we can have some great games because of that. Let me just make sure that the stream is still going strong. Having the odd PC issue here and there, but we are still trucking. But yeah, alrighty, the Reaper's out for uThermal. He's now making a Marine, which is going to be able to shoo this Overlord away. Start a reactor, I assume. So we could be seeing that Hellion style, most likely will. I'm doubting that we'll see a big Hellbat all-in, something like that. I mean, it's a possibility. But, dare I say we'll see a quick third CC from uThermal. I'm making my prediction here. He's going for the... he's already got his second gas up, though, so maybe not. We'll see a starport, right? Like, this is like starport gas. Okay, Reaper diving into the main base of Reynor. Very important scout for uThermal. May actually get a drone. No, not quite. Reynor, very good control, but it was an important scout because he saw that Reynor is no longer mining gas, which means he's just getting into those minerals for days. Reaper staying alive, trying to avoid those queens. Reynor focusing on that inject instead of chasing that Reaper. Now this Reaper is kind of trapped, though. Will he get out? Reaper may actually get out. Oh, is he going to get the creep tumor? That would be sick. And he does. Look at that. uThermal's Reaper, so good. Just great control by him, keeping that alive. Now, looks like it will be Cloak from uThermal, or Cloak Banshee, if I had to guess. But not going to keep guessing. We'll just see what he makes. Oh my god, guys. It could be Battlecruisers. I was casting uThermal versus Cerulean, and he literally made 2 Battlecruisers versus Cerulean. It could be Advanced Ballistics on this map. I mean, there is a fair bit of dead space, like, towards the third. There's a decent spot at the main base, but it could be Battlecruisers. We'll have to pay attention to what uThermal's banking, and this is why I said I'm not going to make any more predictions. Because who cares about predictions? We could be seeing Battlecruisers or Advanced Ballistics. Either way, it's going to be such a sick build. The fact that we haven't seen a Liberator start already, and the fact that uThermal made Battlecruisers yesterday, kind of leans towards BCs. And look, he's building up a bank right now. 300 minerals. Oh, it is going to be a Liberator. Or he cancels the Liberator. uThermal's teasing us. He got this fusion core, and it's a Battlecruiser, guys. Okay, here we go. uThermal making Battlecruisers versus a top European Zerg. Like, it's no big deal. He did this versus Cerulean. And Reynor, the poor kid, he's going to have no idea that this is going to be coming his way. Is it going to be an... okay, just an armory. Alright, so uThermal, this is a similar build to the other day. He made a bunch of Hellbats. Well, he had a bunch of Hellbats. But, oh my god, guys, we're going to see a Battlecruiser. You're not dreaming. This is a Battlecruiser on the production tab now. Interestingly enough, uThermal did not get Yamato Cannon yesterday, which is something, dare I say, he maybe should try and squeeze out, but he's not investing in his other gases yet, and that's got to be actually like a refined part of this build. uThermal's just playing a meme build. Alrighty, he's also making this ton of Hellions. And I mean, if the Zerg player, this is one of those odd Hellion times. He could be caught out. I mean, he's got Banelings though. He's got 5. He's going up to 7. But I mean, this is 12 Hellions. Hellions are pretty good. It's possible that this battlecruiser is just going to teleport on in, and it does. It teleports into the main base. Reynor, he's got us for it, but he is not ready for this. This is the surprise battlecruiser. Now, there's no Yamato cannon for it, though, so uThermal needs to pay a lot of respect for this, but he's moving in with the Hellbats. Fantastic splits there versus the Banelings. And now suddenly, Reynor's bases could be in trouble right now. One Hellbat, I mean, he's going to be doing his best to tank all this. The Baneling's rolling forward, but not getting the connections that Reynor wants. This battlecruiser will go down, but uThermal, he's getting some damage done. 6 drones fallen so far. Most of the Lings have been cleaned up. These Hellions, these Hellbats chasing, but they fry all the drones, and now these drones are going to be trapped. Some shots are going to be getting off. Reynor trying to split these left and right, but fantastic shots off by uThermal. 14 drones have fallen. These Hellbats are roasting some more of these Lings, but uThermal, 14 drones killed. And dare I say, that was enough damage for the Dutch Terran. He's going to be having a mech follow-up to the one battlecruiser, and he just completely caught Reynor off guard with that. I mean, the battlecruiser's gone, guys, but its memory lives on, right? I mean, allowing uThermal to kill 14 drones, the BC didn't kill too much, but it pulled all the queens out of position, and this is such a cool build from uThermal. Like, this is a build, this is one of these, I think this will work. It's gonna hit an odd timing, and it will work. And it did. It's done good damage, and now uThermal, he's preparing to go into a Thor drop, as he's getting out double Medivac, double Thor. He's also getting out some armory upgrades as well. We'll see if he throws up another. He's going to eventually get up more production, but uThermal is going to be playing mech, so this game still could go longer, but this has been a nice opening for him. He's up on supply. Eventually he's going to have this Thor drop, which, I mean, it's Reynor. He's going to have to deal with that somehow. I wouldn't mind seeing a 4th start for uThermal relatively soon. Because going for a mech push on this map, on a map this large, it could be tough, but he actually may just... Okay, he actually did this yesterday, too. He follows it up with the double Thor, and then, I mean, he's going to use the Hellbats as a buffer for the Thor, and the attack hits an odd timing. Reynor's going to see this. I mean, creep is going to be getting cleaned up, but not all of it. Now, look at this. Thors are going to help out. Thors are actually just going to unload on these queens. That's pretty ambitious, but forcing out a transfuse. Thors deal a lot of damage. Hellbats being a good buffer. Reynor doesn't know what to target fire. You can't really target fire anything here because of the Medivac micro. And now one of the Medivacs will go down, so that is actually what Reynor's settling for. But so one of these Thors is going to be landlocked, but uThermal taking a nice trade right now. I mean, Reynor made a lot of these defensive roaches, and now Thors are just popping away these units. 9 SCVs fell back at home. It might have been a Ling run by there, but uThermal cleaned it up, and now he's got 2 Thors that are poking forward. We'll see what else. They're doing a good trade versus the units. Maybe going to get another queen or 2, but they will end up falling. uThermal kiting back one of these Thors, actually engaging these roaches. Looks like they will all end up falling, but not before taking the most bizarre trade in the world. But dare I say, that worked out for uThermal. That was just 2 Thors and a handful of Hellbats that killed off like all of Reynor's queens. uThermal's getting up that 4th base, and he's getting into +2 attack. He should get up another armory soon, I think, but this game, this is so cool from uThermal. The fact that he's done this not just once, but that he's trying it again, this isn't some meme style that he's playing or anything. This is a legitimate build he thought out, and we can see that it's coupling together nicely. Hellbat run, or Hellion run by, pardon me, chasing down some drones. Reynor's already taken economic damage, so just being forced off mining is nice for uThermal. Any bit of damage. 8 Swarm Hosts are on the way, but I feel as if uThermal's going to have a big enough army in order to help deal with this. And oh my god, look at this. He's lifting up Hellions so they take less space in the Medivac, and he's lifting up 2 tanks. So he's actually going to be going into the main base, and then he's going to be able to unload, transform the Hellions, and drop the tanks. uThermal, I mean, he's just going for style points, but it's actually working. Like, He's going to be securing this 4th base. Now, a wave of Locusts could be tough, but it is only 8 at the moment. And suddenly this drop, it's unscouted right now. It's going to be getting on in here. And suddenly there's going to be 4 tanks in the main base of Reynor. uThermal going to unload right now. Look at this, 4 Medivacs with mech. Tanks loading up, Hellbats transforming, and now these tanks are going to just shoot anything that gets in there, and Reynor has no choice but to engage into this. I mean, this isn't a situation which he can really base trade, and I think uThermal, he's just going to get a fantastic trade. He gets the spawning pool. Reynor's going to have to charge on into this, scan for uThermal so he gets a bit of a heads up, but I mean, these tanks are going to get some nice shots up. It looks like that Reynor will be able to clean this up. But is uThermal? Yeah, uThermal doesn't get the hatch, but he got the spawning pool. He denied mining. Hellbats now dropping at the 3rd base are going to pick up again. But uThermal, I mean, he's on 4 bases, and all right, what's he sending out now? Those are Hellbats, right? Okay, yeah, he's going for another Hellbat drop. He's got, I mean, he's got these 2 Medivacs which can boost around. Reynor is lacking anti-air. He may even be able to get the hatchery in the main. Drones are going to be getting fried right now. Looks like that this main base will be going down. So uThermal picking off a base of Reynor. Reynor going for an attack, but there's so many tanks and Hellbats here. I don't think there's going to be enough Roaches and Ravagers. And uThermal, he's in a pretty decent spot. Getting the main base. Looks like that this drop will be cleaned up. Medivacs healing these Hellbats for days, but they will go down. Reynor, though, he's now on 3 bases. Another Hellbat drop, forcing mining off uThermal. Just playing such an awesome style. Just playing like a god. I mean, look at all these swarm hosts, but they haven't gotten too much done. Reynor may be able to find some value with them as he is building up in that count, but look at this uThermal. He's going for the same thing once again. He's going for, okay, he's got a few Hellions. I mean, that's 4 tanks, right? Yeah, he's going for the exact same thing into the main base right again. His 3rd base is under fire, but he's still got a very significant ground army as he is just investing into these Hellions, into these tanks. And now Hellions are actually going to be able to find these swarm hosts, which is very nice. And I mean, that's going to force out a wave of Locusts. The 3rd base is lifted, but now we've got this drop. Is it going to be heading towards the 3rd base, or is it going to park up on the cliffs in the main? Either way, look at this. This is so bizarre. All these tanks just dropping. Hellions are actually chasing the drones. 13 going down. Oh, tanks now getting sieged up. Reynor's army is going to have to come back to deal with this. I'm not sure about this trade for uThermal, but I mean, he killed off 15 drones, so it's already worth it. uThermal's just going to boost on out. He even picked up some of the Hellbats, and now he can drop them into the other bases for Reynor. He's just disrupting the economy even more and more. Reynor trying to get up a 5th base while this is going on. But so far, uThermal, I mean, he's just playing such a cool style. He's re-getting up this 3rd base. I think we may need to see another base start for uThermal because his economy actually isn't that great. Or he may need to go for a final push soon. Because, I mean, well, I mean, Reynor, I mean, he's still up on supply, and he has been most of this game. uThermal is constantly pulling him apart, and look at this. He's actually planning to drop Hellbats, I think, on the main army if he takes a fight. He's unsieging all of his tanks. He's getting ready for this assault at the 4th base. Locust can be coming on in. uThermal, he's got a lot of Hellbats to help deal with this, though. The tanks aren't sieged as well. uThermal needs to repair this planetary. He really needs to repair this planetary. Tanks get sieged up to deal a lot of damage to the Roaches. uThermal repairing, just that made me a little bit nervous there. Meanwhile, a Hellbat run by chasing drones down once again. I think uThermal even got transformation servos as well, so he's going to be able to go for some more fancy harassment. Now, I mean, Reynor's, he's trying to push in, but uThermal's reaching max out with this mech army. He will do so relatively soon. And I mean, with all these Hellbats and Medivacs, this is such a crazy game, guys. This is amazing. But uThermal, I think he does need to get up another CC, as his economy isn't that great. Reynor's getting up a 5th base. uThermal's doing a fantastic job. More Hellbat harassment, picking up more and more drones. Just getting up another 5. Really keeping Reynor down. And Reynor's supply is inflated a lot by these Roaches, by these Ravagers. As they're not that supply efficient, particularly versus all these siege tanks. And I mean, the interesting thing is, uThermal is just sticking mainly on, like, Medivac, Hellbat, siege tank. Okay. Alrighty, I mean, tanks getting set up. And is this this is another drop for uThermal. Look at this. What's he got in this? Tank, tank, Hellbat, tank, tank. Is he just going to go to the back of the 5th base or something? I mean, these are such odd drops. We never see drops like this. Locust coming in that they were forced to land earlier by other units from the look of it. uThermal, we have yet to see a 5th base starting, which I think would be nice to see, but he's not planning on taking this to the late game. But look at this. Tanks getting set up at that 5th base. Hellbat sort of getting on top of that queen there. So mining being shut down from one of Reynor's critical bases right now. I mean, the Zerg player going to have to go the long way around. Tanks getting some nice shots off. I mean, really getting their value there. They will be cleaned up from the look of it, but trading with a lot of these Roaches, a lot of these Ravagers, denied a lot of mining. uThermal, and now, I mean, he's maxed out. He's got a lot of Hellions. Reynor's been teching into Hydras, but I'm not sure how, or he's made like a Hydra or 2, so he has that as an option, but oh man, this game is so sick from uThermal. I mean, Reynor's been trying to make something happen, but it's been a little rough. Just the way that uThermal's being relentless. Okay, tanks getting set up once again. Hellions, lots of them in position. There's actually so many Hellions for uThermal. 31 Hellions going to transform into Hellbats. Reynor's going for it, but his Roaches spill forward a little bit too soon. Hellbats do protect these siege tanks. A lot of them are weak, though. They could do with being repaired, but I think uThermal may just be focused on pushing in right now. He sets up another tank, some more Hellbats. Going to be denying some more mining. Roaches coming on in. Should be able to clean this up, though. As uThermal, he's just playing such a unique style. Is this style going to become the meta? I don't know, but right now Hellions engaging on top of Roaches, using that mass AoE, getting on top of them. Hellions, do they beat Roaches? No, but in this number they actually do. Their AoE is so good. And now he's actually going to get on top of the Swarm Host as well, start working on them. At least force out a wave of Locust, picks off 2 of them, gets out. I mean, uThermal taking a nice trade. 22 more Roaches being forced out. Hellbat's coming on in. It looks like that Reynor may be taking this engagement. uThermal may be a little bit overstepped right now. Tanks are now unsieged versus this. So I think that Reynor may have enough. And if he cleans this up, maybe he can counterattack. But uThermal does have a good amount of Roaches and Ravagers set up. He's planning another drop, and meanwhile he's been going for another Hellion attack at this 4th base. Reynor's economy has been getting bruised and beaten so much. How many drones have gone down this game? 61 drones is a huge amount. So that just goes to show how well that Reynor is playing, that he's not been knocked down completely. These tanks are pretty exposed, though. The Hellbats are not in position to cover them. And Reynor's going to get a nice engagement. I mean, tanks are getting shots up, but he also squeezed out Vipers, uThermal, and there's the XD. Oh my god. I mean, that game. Reynor eventually just playing so solid manages to deal with it. uThermal got such an interesting opening there.